Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Hello, welcome to my channel. Fuck Jassa.
And mine, I guess.
And
at least
Suris's.
down here. To a degree.
Yeah, Jassa's on the hats already because D&D was canceled. So with apologies to those of you in the Twitch chat, I will not be able to actually type in the Twitch chat because Restream logged me out on OBS, and that's one of those it's glitchy enough that to log back in is enough of a hassle.
It's so hard to fucking log in
because the login with Google button doesn't work, so you have to actually completely disconnect OBS from your account, and then
does it do the thing where you click on login with Google and then it takes you to a blank page?
Yeah.
And the page will never populate.
Yep.
That's what happens with me too.
I'm glad that's not a me problem.
Nope. That's a common problem with Streamlabs.
Is Fennec in Hawaii? Are you on vacation, Fennec? That's awesome. I want to go to Hawaii, but I'm going to Mexico this year. No,
yeah.
No. At home. I'm sorry.
See, when you said no, my brain immediately thought, oh, he's saying no, Suris, you can't come.
No. There's a Caitlin Chloe in the chat over on YouTube.
Oh, hell yeah.
I happen to know that both of us are going to be in Sarnia, Ontario this weekend. So that's fun. Oh,
okay.
Pernada, welcome to Basic. Ya basic, Pernada. I haven't gotten to say that in a while.
Just need that moment from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah,
the doctor thinks you're basic.
I've got terrible news for you. The diagnosis has come back. You've got terminal basicness. Basicosity? Basicitis.
We now understand. You're a white woman who likes ranch on everything. You're basic.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in news we're not covering today, I don't want to talk about the boxer in the Olympics. Because that whole thing is just dumb.
It was very dumb. And
so dumb.
I'm thankful we don't have to talk about it because I already made a video on it.
Good. Because, okay, if you really need to know my position, it's that it's none of my business. It's none of your business. It's none of the right-wing nutjob's business.
My position is, unlike certain people who I have laughed at privately with friends of mine about, unlike certain people who have inserted their nose.
If we're thinking of the same person, there might be
we're thinking of the same person.
There might be a screenshot that I threw in.
Oh boy,
just for fun.
Fun.
We are actually going to talk about it a little bit,
But my position is, despite the fact that there's several people who have gone, they failed a gender test. Well, no, they failed a testosterone test.
No. They didn't even say what test it was. Didn't even say what test it was.
And it was by the IBA, which no longer is credited with doing any fucking shit with the Olympics.
They were too corrupt for the IOC.
Yep.
Just let that sink in.
Which means not only did the one test that they fail not account for all the tests that they did not fail in the years prior, did not account for the tests that they did not fail this year, that the Olympics literally went, hey, so we did do a test, but we're not telling any of you chuckle fucks the specifics about it.
Yeah, you don't get to know someone's private medical records.
Yeah. So despite the fact that we have all the evidence that things are A-okay on that front. Nope.
Sorry. Progress only distracted me because I got another email from them. They are, I think that was a preliminary vote of some kind or whatever. They got 50% of the vote. And the next highest candidate got 24% of the vote. So Progress only going to be on city commission, I think.
Yeah, excellent.
So congratulations on that.
And notice that Progress only has been using their, I believe, their IRL name on Twitter now, which I think might have something to do with the race there. I don't know.
I know. I'm pretty sure that I've said their name on channel here, and they've said it themselves in the chat. So I'm not concerned about doxing, but I'm still I'm paranoid about that sort of shit, so I just
Yeah.
when in doubt, I do not say shit.
There is one thing about the Olympics that I do want to bring up very, 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 very quickly. To be a pole vaulter from France and have the best bragging rights anyone has ever had in reality.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see there was like a TikTok or whatever, like some guy in the military was like, "Oh, in the military we have a term for this. It's called blah or whatever. I forget the word, but it's like that's when you know you win a victory, but the sacrifice in winning that victory was so great that it may as well be a loss." And so he lost the pole vault, but he won the pole size or something like that. It's like
also. I will just say, now I can make the joke. Republicans wish they could interfere with polls as much as random French pole vaulters can.
Pyrrhic victory is that.
Won the poll size, the no poll size.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing for that. It's just but yeah, that was fun. Also, I'm sorry to those of you who sent me news items. One of them, Pocket wasn't playing nicely with my news sources today, and normally I take my notes in Pocket. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't really working, and so I know that at least one of the stories that I chose was sent to me, and it wasn't by my anonymous source for once, so I feel bad actually forgetting this time. I want to say her name was Victoria, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it started with a V. But yeah, my notes just disappeared when I was about to go live. I'm like, oh, whoopsies. So yeah, thank you for sending me the news items. Sorry that I'm not crediting you properly. If you have news items and you want me to forget to credit you, you can send them to news@vicedrhino.com.
Yay!
So things are a bit out of pocket. Thank you for reacting to my magnificent pun, Suris. You're not helping to Shah.
Look, there's only two ways to deal with dad jokes. It is either to recognize the absolute pain that they have put you through, or to ignore them entirely.
Okay.
Or to be generally oblivious enough that it could be one or the other, and who knows?
Yeah. Oh, so you're apparently transitioning to doing our kind of content face cam full time instead of VTube?
Yeah, for the time being.
So I'm going to need you to send me like a folder of you making like Mr. Beast thumbnail faces. Yeah, exactly. I actually, so for one of the videos that's coming out next week, I forget what it was, but like I wanted to have like a picture of me like eating popcorn or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was working on the thumbnail so early in the morning, and I made a bag of popcorn. I'm like, I can't let it go to waste, but I don't really want it right now.
So you just have random bag of popcorn, I guess.
No. I gave the kids half the bag, but I still ate the other half.
Fair, I guess.
That's how I roll. Okay.
Fair, I guess. Man, I really wish he had never bought Twitter.
Progress only says, I'd like a sure. I don't need a sure. Yep. Exactly. Like I think the one that this replaced was like a Rode. It was an entry level, better than the Blue Yeti. But yeah. You're not gonna see like Taylor Swift recording an album with this one. Whereas with the Shure, you might.
Yeah, my Samson Q2 is a dynamic mic that's one of those like it's got USB and XLR. You can use it whichever one happens to fit your fancy, and it's very much one of those like you buy it for $120 because it's technically better than a Blue Yeti, and you might have a sound system to put it into.
So Sakura says because a $40 mic that works is enough. Absolutely. I started my channel with it was a $20 crappy Amazon Chinese brand USB condenser mic.
Was it Fifine?
I don't remember. But
So-
it came in a kit with the really, really bad boom arm that like squeaks when you move it.
Yep. It's got all the springs in it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a mic company that sponsored me really early on into my channel, and it was Fifine. And I found that they do their mics the same way. Like, here's a condenser mic that is like, it's like a tiny bit tinnier than a Blue Yeti in terms of audio quality, but it's still very serviceable. So I shot an entire video using just their microphone instead of my Yeti that I'd been using for the longest time, and found that it was super non-noticeable, especially when you have like background music like I've had for years. Yep. It's super hard to tell any of that tinniness at all in any of the content. So I was like, yeah, no, this is the kind of mic that I can just suggest to people who are starting out, because not only do they get a mic, but they're also getting a kit with the mic. The kit sucks, and the mic technically sucks, but like, if the option is that or spend $100 on a Yeti, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
There's one of those options is better, and it's not the Yeti.
Yep. But speaking of Hugh Jackman, did you see the Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes, I did. I went on a date night with Saki this last Sunday and watched it.
We went on Thursday. Yeah. How did you find it?
I liked it a lot.
George
it
Carlin's
was
7 swears joke here.
So it felt like you watched No Way Home, right?
Nope.
You didn't watch Spider-Man No Way Home?
Nope.
Okay. So I was going to say,
I have not seen a single Marvel movie since Endgame. This was the first one.
Damn. Because I was going to say that it felt like watching No Way Home again, but for, a different style of movie. Because you know what happens in No Way Home, I'm hoping, right? Like, it's kind of all over the internet.
No.
Do you care if I spoil it for you?
No.
The Spider-Men from the first 2 Spider-Man franchises come in and integrate into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have seen a clip of this where where what's his face shows up, and they actually like have a pause in the movie because they're expecting the people in the theater to clap. But it's like, if you're watching it just at home on TV, it's like, why is there a pause there?
And I watched it in theaters, and there was a clap when Tobey Maguire showed up. 110%.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm not spoiling this for anybody who's not seen this all over the internet. Fuck off. But watching Deadpool and Wolverine felt a little bit like that when there was the sequence where all of the other forgotten Marvel characters came on screen. Like, that was, it was a lot of that where I was like,
yeah. So
this is for people who liked the old Marvel movies. 100%.
So my take on it, and my partner shares this view, is that it was a fun movie. It was enjoyable. Like, I'm not expecting high art from the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point. But it's not a movie that, like, if you see it in isolation 50 years from now, will make any sense.
Now, it's a movie that is entirely based on the culture of the movies around it.
Yeah.
And not just the culture of the movies around it in the MCU. It's based on the 90s and early 2000s Marvel ventures.
Have you seen the Ryan George pitch meeting for it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I one of the things is like, like they're talking about all the cameos or whatever, and like, and we got Channing Tatum to play Gambit. And wait, Channing Tatum didn't play Gambit. No, but he was going to, so this is going to be a great cameo for people that followed casting news very closely in 2015. It was... I love Ryan George. Ryan George is the greatest.
That was I will say his take on Gambit, though.
It was very good, yes.
It was perfect for especially for all of the memes that have come out of just his awful fake accent.
Yes.
For the character.
The accent was just beautiful.
Oh,
it was
I'm about to make a name for myself.
But that's the thing, though. So my partner and I do not follow casting news very, very closely. So we're like, there's this movie just full of all these cameos. Why are they getting Channing Tatum for Gambit? Why not the guy who actually played Gambit? And then it wasn't until we got home that it was like, oh, that's right. He was supposed to play Gambit, but they canceled that movie.
So in Yu-Gi-Oh, we don't get a ton of new cards now. Like, we still do, but a lot of what Konami tries to do with Yu-Gi-Oh is they'll go, here's the new fresh cards, and also here's some support for Dark Magician because you liked that 30 years ago. Here's some support for Harpy Ladies because we didn't know how to make decks back then, but we do now. So buy these cards and you can play this stuff that you saw on TV when you were a kid. Don't you like it? So there's this meme going around that's just Yu-Gi-Oh players when their favorite old washed up archetype gets a couple new cards of support. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself now.
But that's the thing. I kind of want to see it again because like all of those jokes about him, like, because I remember he was like, he's talking so much about like how he's going to be remembered and everything. Like, and I was sitting there feeling like I wasn't getting the joke, and indeed I wasn't. But now I feel like I need to go back and see it again. My partner's favorite cameo was Ryan Reynolds' wife was Lady Deadpool, and she never took her mask off. But like, as soon as she came out, she's like, "Oh, I'll bet you that's his wife."
I think my favorite thing where the movie was concerned was it was. I mean, obviously the first two Deadpool movies were like this, but I like that they moved away from just Deadpool's the guy that knocks on the fourth wall all the time, and they went, no, the jokes are going to be very meta humor. Like, if you understand some of the culture around this shit, you're going to get the joke, and it's going to be very funny. And I think that's way funnier than just Deadpool knocking on the.
We're spoiling things for Van Briggs. So
can you guys do a thumbs up when done talking about Deadpool? Fair.
Yeah. Okay. We can stop talking about it now. Let's. Okay, Van Briggs, you can come back now. I'm sorry.
Rhapsody says, sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge darts. I need you to find Yugi Matao and cut his deck in half.
So there's actually a third-party game controller maker that is trying to, like, they're like, oh, hey, give me your address and stuff, and I'll send you a free controller. And I'm debating whether or not to actually respond to them, because like one of the issues there is that I think they want me to do just a review video. I'm like, no, that's not going to be good for me, and that's not going to be good for you, because like that's not my channel. Like, anytime I have done any sort of deviation from that, it has just sucked. Like, I did a joke review of the of like one of the I think it was an RTX 3080 when I got it, and I like the whole thing was just like, wouldn't it be funny if I like smashed the box pretending that it was still in there because I couldn't open it? And it was stupid, and it barely got any views. Some gamer chair company sent me a chair, and they were supposed to send me a kickback when people purchase things through my link. Never got any of that. I know at least 5 or 6 people bought chairs after watching my video. Never saw a penny of it. But I got a free chair that absolutely sucked, and I gave it away immediately. Yeah, no, and that video got like 3,000 views at a time when my regular videos were getting like 25,000 views. So like, no, I don't do review videos anymore. Like, I'm just done with that. But at the same time, I also have 5 kids and a Nintendo Switch, and not enough controllers for all of them. So some of them are stuck using the Joy-Cons or whatever. So like, maybe I could get another one. But
at that point, though, like,
if they want to pay me for a 2-minute ad at the beginning, sure. Apparently they use Hall Effect joysticks. Love Hall Effect joysticks. I will happily suck your dick about Hall Effect joysticks. But
I can always offer a wonderful suggestion. I'm a fan of wired controllers. I'm not really a big fan of wireless controllers.
Our living room's too big for that. There's no wire long enough to get to the couch.
Really?
I mean, you could get one, but like, I don't know. My house is very inefficient when it comes to space usage. Like, all the rooms are just like a little bit too big.
Fair. So for context, the way that for my bedroom, for instance, TV is on the far side of the wall, but the switch is behind the bed. We have the HDMI cord going up and over so that no animal can run through the wire. Because because I like using wired controllers, I would sit there on my game, whatever game I'm playing, Growlithe would come barreling in and just like she'd see the cord and go, yes, it's a finish line, and ram through it and just rip the switch off. Thank God those things are made of Nintendium and it didn't break.
They're designed for kids.
She's done this. Yeah, they're designed for kids to screw with them all the time. But I'm not gonna lie, it got to a point where I was like, this can't happen anymore. This is going to end up breaking something. So we were like, okay, let's just get a 25-foot HDMI cord, hook it into the back of the TV, run it up the ceiling, run it behind the bed, install a shelf next to the bed, put the switch there, and then hook the controllers there, put a hook in the wall that hangs the wires for the actual controller so that there's no fucked up space. Everything is consolidated.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the controller I use. It's the Gilly-Kit King Kong. Hall effect joysticks. Love Hall effect joysticks. It's good. I like it. It can do wireless or wired. I definitely prefer it wired. But it depends what I'm playing. Like if I'm doing Final Fantasy VII, you don't need quick reaction time for that game. So like the couple milliseconds delay from it being wireless is fine.
It's not 10 o'clock, Growlithe. Why are you here?
No, it's 9:06 and we're still on the first news item.
We are.
And we've barely even talked about the first news item. We've just been talking about like Deadpool and...
Hi, child.
Now we're just watching Suris make out with his dog. Hi, Suris.
Come on, bro.
Okay, I guess while we're waiting for Suris, I'll give a review of the Gilly-Kit thing. It's okay. Like that's the thing though. Like I don't even know how to review a controller. I'm just like the inputs do what I tell them to do. And the lag was either good or bad. Like that's all I know. I'm like Hall effect, yeah. Like I like the Hall effect because it's not subject to drift as time goes on. Now this thing though, like you can actually see like there's a crack down the side because I've dropped this thing so many times and the plate started kind of like separating. But like the fact that it's still going after how many times I've dropped it, it'd be kind of impressive actually. What do I think about Elgato mics? I think they're probably fine. I've never used one.
Ugh.
So yeah, I don't know for sure. I think Shannon Q uses one. I don't know if she still makes content. Oh, there's the hats. Hi, Q
Hello.
Arts.
I am back
You're
for
back.
reasons beyond my control.
Yeah, I think I've decided not to take the controller sponsorship because while you were gone, I was trying to give my review of the controller that I use regularly, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, when I press a button, the thing that the button is supposed to do happens. That's what happens. And that's what controllers are supposed to do. So I'm happy.
I feel like at that point, the way you would have to spin it is it's got almost lagless response time. The buttons they give very good feedback. You know when you're clicking one.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't know.
I didn't even know that I was going to be a lag, like a response time. What's the word?
Connoisseur?
Connoisseur, sure. A response time connoisseur. Until so I was playing with it wired. I was playing Hollow Knight with it wired for ages. Latency. That's the word. Latency. Thank you, Neurobic.
I mean, I feel like if you're playing Hollow Knight, that's automatically a reason to be concerned.
Okay. Yeah. But so I was playing. So I started Hollow Knight out in the living room on the Switch. Whatever. Eventually, I was like, oh, I want to get into mods. So I installed it on my computer and started playing it here. And I was just like, I have a USB-C cord just hanging off my computer because I plug shit into it all the time with it. So I'm going to, like, may as well just use it plugged in because then I don't ever have to worry about the battery dying. And And then at some point, I forget why, but I started playing wireless again. And I was like, oh my God, I'm suddenly really, really bad at this game that I was actually pretty decent at. Like,
Lag.
does the latency actually make that big a difference? Yes, it does. And I didn't even notice it until I had low latency of having it plugged in.
Yep. That's so fun fact, back when I used to play a lot of League of Legends, I played on whatever PC I had at the time, which was like, at that point it was a shitty laptop with integrated graphics, and the most I could get out of the game was maybe 20 frames a second. If
League of Legends?
Yes, in League of Legends.
I'm not even a gamer. I know that's pathetic.
If people weren't fighting, if people were actively engaged in a fight, it dropped down to like 10. So I could barely play the game. Now, the reason why this matters so much is there was a time where a friend of mine asked me to come over to his house and we were going to play League together. And I was like, cool, yeah, I'll come over there. We'll hang out. It'll be a grand old time. He needed to go make dinner. And he was like, hey, if you want to play on my PC for a bit, because it's, it's super strong. It plays really well. And I was just like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have adjusted to playing on hot potato garbage. And if I learn how it feels to play on something competent, I will never be able to go back. I need to continue playing on shit. It's all I've got.
Luigi's saying you can also talk about the design. What design? All the controllers look like this now. There's slight shape variations depending on whether it's designed for PC, Switch, or Xbox or PlayStation.
It's designed like a controller. It controls video games.
The design of this one is exactly the same as the Nintendo Pro controllers, except it's got a couple extra buttons because it's got macros, and that one doesn't. I never use the macros because I'm not a gamer. The only thing I do is I make it so that the right trigger will, if I hold it down, it acts as though I'm pressing it repeatedly, because then when dashing in Hollow Knight, I just hold the button down and I dash, 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 dash. That's it. That's the only special feature I use. Oh, Van Briggs is I think Van Briggs is getting close to the points to get Suris to redeem an uwu.
We never agreed to this.
You agreed to it when you put it in your friggin' points redemptions.
We never agreed to this.
It just goes on my soundboard, so I can make you say it whenever I want.
Yeah, well, you soundboard.
Uwu, small beans, little babies.
Oh my
and also
God.
Because why not? Oh, someone else redeemed it.
I had a weird glitch the other day where I wasn't able to see any of H Bomber Guy's content on his channel.
It is kind of weird.
I went on his channel and it only showed me one upload from 7 years ago, and that was it. And I was like, did he delete all of his stuff? That's weird, because I wanted to show one of my friends the oof video, and then he looked it up on his phone and all of his content showed there. Didn't show for me. Super weird. YouTube's a strange platform sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, when you think about the logistics of what they do, it's amazing that they even exist. It's several years of content are uploaded to their site every minute, and they somehow find the space to host it, as well as serve it up to anyone who might happen to click on it instantaneously. That is almost miraculous. I feel like it's understandable why YouTube is one of Google's most one of Google's least profitable businesses. And the fact that it works as well as it does is, quite frankly, miraculous. It's proof of God. I'm a Christian now because I can.
Oh my God. Alpha Mario X did decide to screw me over and redeemed and oh well.
Sometimes I pull on it so hard I rip the skin.
I was trying to record your uwu, but I didn't hold the button. I just pushed the button, and apparently that's what I had on this one.
Sometimes I pull on it so hard I rip the skin.
I didn't know that was there, but it's there. I wonder what else is on this.
Please don't tell me that I just came. Well, Rhino, Please.
I don't remember putting that on my sound bag, but
Please don't tell me.
I just came.
Please don't tell me I just came right
oh
now.
yeah, there we go.
Fucking pronouns!
Gotta have the fucking pronouns, guy. Oh, there's a puddle's visible in my.
Oh my god.
She's got her diaper on, which makes me think she was a bad dog.
Oh.
Well, because we're so we got her spayed, and the cone was not effective. Like the cone that they had on her, it did not stop her from licking the wound. So we put the diaper on her because that actually covered the incision. She couldn't get at it. And then as we were doing it, we're like, you know what? She does not poop or pee in the diaper. She has bladder control. She has bowel control. But like up until that, like she still poops in the house sometimes. She still pees in the house sometimes. She doesn't like come to get us and be like, I need to go outside. Because I don't know if she's lazy or just maybe like I don't know what's going on in her brain. But so we've decided that like, oh no, we're going to like because I know like the rub their nose in it thing is not the way you're supposed to do it, even though it does kind of work. So the way we're doing it now is that like when she poops or pees in the house, the diaper goes on because she fucking hates that thing. She hates it. Like when you put the diaper on her, she will stand there and pretend like she cannot move and just glare at you until she gets hungry or something. But she wasn't wearing the diaper earlier today, but now she is. So I'm thinking my partner's had to clean up some pee while we've been streaming.
At least it's clean.
Yeah.
Now.
No. Okay. So sorry. That's just so you know how I just got my Ionic 5, and like financially speaking, it's the same payment as my van, so it's not really like it's not technically an upgrade, but it's so much better than the van. So my partner's ex came to pick up the kids today, and he used to drive a Cadillac SUV. Okay. And today he came to pick up the kids in like this ugly little 10-year-old sedan. And I don't like, maybe his Cadillac is in the shop and this is just a loaner car. But there was a certain amount of catharsis as we watched the kids get into this car and be like, we just upgraded our car like massively, and he just downgraded his. Also, he literally lives in his parents' basement, and he's a real estate agent that like sells maybe one house every 2 years.
He's got his life together, doesn't he?
At least one of his kids gets super sad anytime it's time to go back to dad's house because she is trans and he is anti-trans. So she has to be a boy at his house, and he tries to force her to be a boy at our house too by doing stuff like, oh, you can't sleep in my bed when you like have a nightmare or whatever unless you're a boy at mommy's house. It's like, no, fuck you, you like asshole.
You're a kid and you want comfort from your parent. That's a legitimate thing to want.
Yeah. Lord of Uzkalak says, love your children more than you hate each other. Exactly. I wish he would live by that.
I need to figure out why I know why I'm sleepy. I was up at 2 a.m. That's why I'm sleepy.
I actually slept in the basement last night because my partner's kids were like, one of them was sick and sleeping in the bed with her. And I had a rotten night the night before, and it was just like, no, I need to be fully rested so I can actually work and focus. Because like if I'm tired, my focus is just gone. So yeah.
Fennec is saying, Suris, go to bed. I can't.
Suris will go to bed when I let him go to bed.
God damn it.
We're almost done. So Jasta says Ouroboros. That's how I want to pronounce it, but I have heard it said Ouroboros. And that's one of those words that like I learned it by reading it. I didn't hear someone else say it to me.
I have never heard Ouroboros.
You've only ever heard Ouroboros?
I've only ever heard Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. At the Christian high school I went to, I once had an English teacher make fun of me in front of the whole class for thinking that it was pronounced disheveled when it is clearly disheveled. Yeah. No, that look on your face is accurate, because like that messed me the fuck up, because that was one of those words that I just learned by reading it, not by hearing it. So I thought they were right for a little bit. And then I found out later, like, oh no, nobody says disheveled. Everybody says disheveled, because that's the word. So
I feel like that's where you go back in time. You either go back in time, or you go back to that teacher and you sit down with them and you go, so we need to talk. We need to talk about something you did when I was a kid.
That was Mr. Hyson. He was, and the best part is, he was the gym teacher that was made the English teacher, because my Christian high school didn't have a replacement English teacher for the actual English teacher that got married and moved away.
So they just considered English to be the default thing. They
made the gym teacher the English teacher, and he was not good at it.
Sucked at it.
Yeah. To say the least.
Jeez.
And then
I'm going to pause the stream for a couple minutes after this.
Speaking of disagreeing with my partner, she's trying to make me fat. She bought me like 3 bags of chips, so I got some chips to eat.
I have consumed 2,100 calories today. I cannot consume more food.
2,100 is respectable. That's a good.
It's supposed to be 1,700. But I wanted a Pop-Tart.
I mean, 2,000 is the standard, right?
2,000 is the standard, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, I know you're on your health journey. I've also been going to the gym. Like, I've been hitting the gym. I'm at the stage where like nothing has actually changed about me physically, but I'm going frequently enough that like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, that's a muscle. Yeah. Like, I know it looks exactly the same as before I worked out, but like, yeah,
but now you've got it.
And it's like, yeah, I know. Like, back of my brain is like, you're such an idiot.
Alpha Mario says exercise the chips out. Doesn't work like that, Alpha Mario.
I mean, it
does not work like that.
It kind of does.
It kind of, sort of, but then this funny thing happens where as you're removing calories from your body, which takes a lot longer to do than consuming them, you then get more tired and more hungry. So you then consume more calories. Like God, that's also why I'm probably sleepy. So normally when I come home from the gym and then get ready to stream, I start by coming home, taking a nap, and then getting up from the nap and then streaming. Because my brain for years was conditioned that you wake up, you go to work, and then you get home and you relax. Like that's the pattern of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm operating with none of that right now. I woke up, I did a couple Magic the Gathering videos, I made breakfast, did food prep, went to the gym, and now I'm here. The break I'm supposed to have didn't happen.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I hit the gym at weird times. I have a Planet Fitness membership. They're theoretically open 24 hours. The one in Fort Erie, I understand, like, it's a small town. They can't sustain 24 hours. So, like, they close at night on the weekends, but, like, during the week, they're open 24 hours?
That's the way all of them are.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well,
that's the way mine are as well.
They kicked me out on a Friday, because I went on a Friday night. I didn't even check their hours. I'm just like, oh, surely it's a Friday night. They're going to be busy or whatever. So, of course, they'll be open 24 hours on a Friday. Nope, they kicked me out, like, halfway through my workout.
Nope. It's Friday and Saturday.
It's 10 o'clock. You got to leave. I'm like, what do you mean I got to leave? Aren't you open 24 hours? No. Like,
yeah,
why not? It's Friday night. But apparently I'm weird, and, you know, people like do social things on Friday nights instead of go to the gym.
Yeah, although, I go to the card shop.
The people that go to the gym socially are just weird to me. Like there are like 3 or 4 people that, like, it doesn't matter what time I go to the gym, they're there. And they're always and they're in like groups of their friends or whatever. And their friends are like they'll go sit on one of the machines and their friends will like sit around them, blocking access to the machines that are all around them. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Does your Planet Fitness have the 30-minute workout room?
It does.
Do the people camp on those machines too?
No, almost nobody uses that machine except for the leg curls, I think it is, because the machines are like the leg curl machines are always out of order in the main gym area. So anyone that wants to use that one has to go to the 30-minute workout area.
So at my gym, people constantly camp on the machines in the 30-minute workout area. And the thing is, if I'm not doing cardio, I'm doing the 30-minute workout. I want to do the high intensity thing because it keeps my brain occupied. That's the main thing, is that it's a structured regimen. I go in on one side, I end up on the other side. I know exactly how much time it's going to take. It's very easy to plan my day around having that exercise as part of it. I know how long it takes me to shower when I get home. I know how long it takes me to do that workout. It's all I want to do when I go to the gym. I go to the gym and there's 3 people camped on machines and I'm like, this is fine. I'll do the machine on the far left and then they'll rotate. No one ever rotates. No one ever rotates. Yeah. We got a sign in front that says, please do not fucking camp these machines. And people sit there with their cell phones, just taking pictures, doing Instagram reels. And I'm just like, you're not even working out. You're just sitting on the fucking machine. It's all you're doing. You're using Instagram to make everybody look like you're doing it.
It's a judgment-free zone, Suris. Leave them alone.
No, I'm judging them. I'm judging all of them because they are ruining everyone's workouts.
So we actually had a conversation with my oldest child who they are autistic and they have issues where they will try and control other people to make the other people accommodate their needs for autism, which to a certain extent is fine. Like, yeah, absolutely. We will make accommodations for you. So you, like, if you got chores you need doing and you can't do them the same way as everybody else, fine. Sure. We will make accommodations to make sure that you can do them. But there will be things like, my brother was whistling and it bothered me, so I yelled at him. Like, okay, no. Sometimes people will whistle in life and you just gotta deal with that shit.
You know
like,
what?
That's fine. You can't make other people conform to that. And the example we used was like, that was also the night that's like, when I was at the gym, there were two separate groups of like 6 guys that were doing that thing where like one of them would be on the machine and the other ones would be like standing around it blocking access to all the surrounding machines. So they were like, at any given moment, there are like 8 to 12 machines completely inaccessible because all these guys were just standing around them, not using them, but like watching the one guy that was using the one machine. It's like, no, don't do that. Use the machine, or like, I get there's the rest period in between. That's fine. I get that. Sometimes, and some people like get up and walk around during that rest period. Fine. I get it. You can like leave your water bottle on the machine to claim that machine is like you're in your rest period. Fine. I get that. You don't need 6 people with you to do that.
No, you don't.
Like, if they're all using the machines, that's fine. But like, I want to use that machine, but now I can't get it because like I got to like walk through the middle of your fucking intimate friend group. And so like we actually use that as the example of like, yeah, no, like that really bothers me. I can't make them not do that. I have to adjust myself.
That's why you get the earplugs. There's a set of earplugs that filter out white noise, basically, when you're out and about. It makes it to where, like, anything you're focusing on sounds a little more amplified, and anything that you would typically not focus on kind of dims down a little bit. I don't remember exactly how the technology behind it works.
The loops ones?
The ones we have are, I think they're called eargasms. But a friend of mine, Martin, had a pair of them and recommended them to us. We got a pair of them, and they have this strange filtration sound.
Palace.
Like they have
Fennec is saying they like loops. So I bought my oldest loops. They lost them within 3 months. And I'm like, those are way too expensive for me to buy them for you every time. Like, nope.